Hey there, I'm John and welcome to Hand Tool Homeschool, where we are bringing homeschool dads and kids together one woodworking project at a time. And today I want to talk to you about something that is very important for beginners. I struggled with figuring out how to get the proper workbench to work on when I was brand new. I didn't have anything, and I was reading all these internet forums, and everybody was talking about how it was so important to have a dead flat surface and all these things. It was confusing, and I thought, man, I just want to woodwork. I just want to learn. And I think that for the practical beginner, that's just what you want to do. You just want to get into it, first of all, to see if you like it. And second of all, just because maybe like me, well, I was on a budget. Maybe you're on a budget where you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of space. I don't know your circumstances, but mine were those. I didn't have a lot of money. I did have some decent space in my basement. But I was new to it, so I needed to check things out. I didn't just want to dive in and buy all this expensive wood and not even know how to use the tools. It's just a daunting task building your own bench, especially if you're looking at a lot of handwork. So what I started with was an old table that we used at garage sales. This table was like 8 feet long, and it had these flimsy metal legs, and it would wobble all the time. But you know what? It got me started, and I built a couple projects on it. And so if that's what you have, hey, go for it. But from there, I upgraded to a couple sawhorses with a door that I used as a top. And, it was a bit of an upgrade. It still wobbled because my sawhorses weren't that great. So finally, I got a hold of a thick, solid core door, which is really what you want if you go that route. And, I happened upon it for free, but they're not very expensive. Usually you can find them somewhere. So anyway, I got this door, and then I built a simple frame out of 4x4s and a couple skirts of 2x12s around the edges. So it's my bench I'm using right now is that. It's a door top. Super simple, and it's not going to cost you much. I mean, it definitely should be $100 and less. And I think with mine, I got the door free, so I think I end up spending about $40 in wood to put it together. So just know you don't have to go crazy. You can just use something simple like a door and get started. That's the most important thing. You can always build a bench later after you've learned some skills, developed some skills, and that's exactly what I did. So that is something I wanted to just kind of hopefully settle in your mind for you. It's not, again, on the internet, it gets so confusing so quick. I think so anyways. So I'm a practical kind of guy, and this is a practical solution for me, and it's been working for me for the last year and a half. So anyway, that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. The second thing I want to talk to you about is you need a vise or something to hold your work. So you've got a couple options. Yeah, again, you can get a vise like I just mentioned, or you can use clamps, and you can get creative with clamps. This is one style of clamp I use, which is a quick grip clamp by Irwin, but it slides, like this, and you got the little pistol grip where you can dial it in and tighten things up. So that's one of the types of clamps I use. I also have small versions of that too. And there are other types of clamps you can get, many other types, but you can get creative to where you can use these right on the bench top, and you can hold boards flat, and you can saw off the end of the bench, hang your board over the end and saw that way. I still do that. That's a normal thing to do with workbenches. So for a long time, I didn't have a vise, or for, good 6 months anyway. And yeah, it was sometimes painful, but you can make things work. You don't have to be complicated. Minimal can be a good thing at times, for sure. So don't be afraid of that when you get started. And then the last thing I want to mention, I'm not going to get into it too heavy today, but it is important that you have something to sharpen your tools on. And so whether that's sandpaper, water stones, diamond stones, the choice is yours, and certain factors will dictate what you do. Again, budget, or maybe what you have knowledge about at the time. For me, what I chose to go with are diamond stones, and I put them in this holder. And they work fantastic. They are a bit expensive. I believe I got all my diamond stones, the 3 diamond stones, for right around $100. And I looked and scoured for deals on the internet. So anyway, I will probably next week, stay tuned, I will do more about the sharpening system that I use. But the reason I bring it up is because it's confusing, especially if you looked at my core essential tools guide. I show you the essential tools I think you need, but I didn't show you everything that's essential, and a sharpening system is definitely essential. So I would just recommend watching my video next week, and I'll just go ahead and post that out there and show you how it works and a little more info about it. The main important thing right now is that I'm showing you some techniques with a plane, and you need to be able to keep that plane iron sharpened. It needs to be very sharp. So you're going to need something. And then as we get into work with chisels and other tools, you're going to need to be able to sharpen them on a regular basis. And so I'm going to do my best to show you in the next video an uncomplicated system that works. Yes, it takes a little practice, but I've actually got the hang of it now, and I'm doing really well with sharpening tools. So stay tuned for that, and I'll take the mystery out of that as best as I can. Again, we're doing this all from a beginner's point of view because I'm not that far ahead of you, only a couple years, and not quite that, just a little shy of a couple years. So, you know, I'm showing you what can be done with somebody fairly new to the craft. So, again, thanks for being here today, and I just ask, if you find value with this video, please share it. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd love to do that. I'm sharing videos, one video every week, and sometimes I may sprinkle in a few here and there. But check that out, and also check out my homepage at www.handtoolhomeschool.com, and you can sign up for that free tools guide as well. I think it's an awesome guide, and I'm excited to share that with you. Oh yeah, and always remember the most important order in life: love God, love each other, and woodwork. All right, thanks so much. Take care. Until next time, God bless.